All right, we're recording.
All right, welcome. As John said, I'm Cheri Bales. I'm going to talk to you today about some last minute marketing things that you can do to boost your business. Now, I know we had a lot of folks sign up. John, you might want to run over to Constant Contact and send a new link to the registrants.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll be back.
Okay. So I've been working with Constant Contact, speaking of Constant Contact, for about 2 years as a partner now. And a lot of their products really do a good job for small business owners. And so that's why I wanted to talk to you today about 5 little things, moderately sized things that you can do. So in case you didn't know, holiday season's here. And obviously, if you're in retail, this is a huge time for you, whether it's online or brick and mortar. A lot of us in the service industries, though, they tend to slow down over this period of time. So I'm going to try to show you how you can generate some revenue right on into the couple of months. And obviously, we know that in any year, this time of year is crazy for small business owners. And depending on your business, this could be a major chunk of your annual sales. So with that in mind, and with recent restrictions and executive orders that have been announced, strategy is going to be more important than quantity. And that's why I want to discuss just really straightforward points of things that you can implement. I can't see you because I made John the host, but just curious, if your business should be up, John, do you have a poll for that?
Just hold on a second.
That's great. I want to see what we've got in the audience there. I'm giving John all kinds of tasks. Sorry. All right. So we want to see who's here. What type of business do you own or work with? And you can select all that apply there. Now, we're not getting votes, which means either y'all just left and walked away, or there's no one there. So go ahead and close that, John. All right. So the question was, should your business be up or down? Right now, you know when your business fluctuates, you know when your high times are, you know when your low times are. But if you are supposed to be up and you're not up, or you're supposed to be down and you're not down, we're going to look and see what might be the cause of that and how you can help to solve that. So I know we have some idea of what you have there, but if you have the business that lends itself to selling online, this is going to be where you want to pivot to. Point blank, if you can do what you do on the computer, you're golden right now. You have your best hopes of survival. So for those of you who have some type of an e-commerce presence, meaning you already sell things, this could be great. People are staying home more. We know that e-commerce has increased by 30% this year, and we're not even into the busiest selling season. So I know that it's going to keep going. So I'm going to share with you today a simple tool that you can use to get your online selling going. 7.4 million new digital buyers this year, and that source is from emarketer.com and NRF, and I do not know who NRF is because I didn't build this. All right, so what we're going to do is create a plan now. Right now, even though it seems late, we keep pivoting, is the time to plan ahead for your holiday season. So you can not just get sales, but so that you can get referrals from existing customers, and so you can find new customers. And I'm going to show you today some ways to come up with this plan and some ideas to keep your marketing on track through all of this. So, and I know this webinar was primarily pointed to B2C, but there are tips for nonprofits in here as well. And I do have some ideas for B2B as well, if that's where you are. So here's what we're going to cover: how to prepare your marketing for the holidays, how to execute your holiday plan, and how to prepare for ongoing success after the holidays. All right, let's get started. Let's go ahead and see what we've got coming. We have key dates. Everyone knows Black Friday is coming. Small Business Saturday. If you're a small business and you have not taken advantage of the Small Business Saturday materials on the internet, I would encourage you to look that up. They have already made posts and things you can use in newsletters. So if you are a small business and you want to encourage people to shop that day, here's some ideas for that. There's then Cyber Monday. There's then I don't even know about Super Saturday. There's Hanukkah, there's Christmas, there's Kwanzaa, and then New Year's Eve. And my anniversary is New Year's Eve. So I'm still in that shopping mode for all of these key dates coming up. So you have some opportunities here to get people's attention when they need you and where they need you. All right, making sense so far? So first thing you want to think about for your holiday marketing, remember we're focused on 5 holiday marketing things, is what's your goal? Do you want to sell more rubber duckies? Do you want to increase your online membership by 20%? Do you want to just create awareness that your business is out there and whatever status it's operating at? I'm doing a lot of hours changing and revamping Yelp and Google for clients today in the food and beverage industry. So you also need to understand who your audience is. If you're going to put out an offer, you want to target it to the people who are most likely to respond, meaning the people who are the key we called them low hanging fruit in the old days, but they're the front line. They're the people who know you, who love you, but you got to figure out who they are and you have to understand what they want. It might not be that they want the same thing that they did last year at this time, but your goals might include your goals might include increasing the number of appointments that you schedule if you're in sales or consultations. It might be increasing the number of referrals. So we're going up to our friends and our vendors and our employees and our relatives and our email connections. And we're asking for referrals. Hey, I got this great deal, share it with your friends. And increasing the number of people on your email list. I wish I could show by hands how many of you have email marketing in place, because I have a feeling that it wouldn't be too many. But it's one of the easiest tools for doing this part, is creating this offer and getting it targeted directly into the hands of the people who want to see it. So there are different kinds of shoppers. So the pre-holiday people, that's me. I've not left home much. I got to say, I'm not in a shopping kind of mindset. So I have a lot of little things that I've just purchased and stocked away, not just since November, but I'm one of those pre-holiday, and I'll probably keep shopping a little bit. But my husband then on the other side is the December 21 to 20, well, let's just go with it. He's the December 24th last minute shopper. Okay, so he's got a whole different messaging coming to him than I might have. Take then the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, big deal seekers. They're looking for what? They're looking for deals, obviously discounts. And then your evergreen shoppers, that's your loyal advocacy audience. That's all the people who know you and love you, and you want to stay in touch with them. There's some other ways to segment these lists. It could be that people who, due to the pandemic, are shopping online and picking up in store. And so here I would think about, if I'm targeting, I would think about geographic location. So how far is someone willing to travel to use your product or pick up your product or service? I think that's really important right now. And as our nets tighten a little bit more in other states, we can see that that's going to be important to consider. So let's create your holiday offer. You've got your goal. We know who your audience is. Now, what does your customer want? Okay, so we're going to write down some things here that make you stand out from your competitors. Why they support you, how you make their life better, what makes you valuable to them. We call this, the SBDC has programs on this. It's called your special sauce. John Schmidt calls it the special sauce. It's the differentiator. It's what makes your yellow rubber ducky more valuable to me than someone else's yellow rubber ducky. Could that be drive up or carry out curbside? And otherwise I'd have to have delivery, maybe, or maybe it's because I have delivery and I don't have to get curbside that I find that most valuable to me. So you're trying to think about what your customer needs. And then once you know that, you're in a position to offer them your solution, whether it's perfect gift, saving time, solving another problem, or even with your nonprofits, being able to do something for others at this time of year. So put yourself in your shoes and then think of your solution as better than your competitors for their specific needs. You can only do this, however, if you know your target audience, and your target audience is simply those people who have shopped with you, shown an interest in you, are in your demographics category that your marketing and business plan outline. Those are the people that we're talking about when we're saying targeting, people who are most likely to use it. I believe, and most of the research will support that, is that if we make an offer to that audience, it might actually fly. So we're picking an audience who already knows us, already knows what we have, may want a different way to get their hands on what we have, and we may be able to solve a problem for them, which no one else can. Here are some examples. All right, here's some ideas in different categories. You'll see this is discount ideas. So now what do you do if your prices are already good and you just don't want a discount? You don't want to use a Groupon. You don't want a coupon to bring in. You don't want to X numbers of dollars off of something. Then don't run a discount, run something else. But here, this is right here, an entire news blast. Everyone calls them email newsletters. It can be just this simple. This is an actual news blast that I received. And you could see right here, they have a button that says start saving now and a code. That is a call to action. And if you don't have one of those, don't expect people to do anything. Again, anywhere you ask people to make a buying decision or to think about it, you have to give them the opportunity to do that. So don't tell somebody I have this great little yellow rubber ducky collection and then send them to your homepage where the yellow rubber ducky doesn't live. Send them right to the yellow rubber ducky URL. So those are some ideas for discounting. You don't want a discount, maybe a free gift. I mean, free gift wrapping, I guess you could do it in advance and people could be really surprised on Christmas morning when they don't know what they're getting. But holiday gift guides, you can write a gift guide and publish it on your website and then lead people to that website and then link things in that blog or that story to the saleable items in your business or your website. Any kinds of PDF files or how-to guides or what can I do guides are really helpful as well for driving traffic. See, again, now they don't have any fancy buttons, and I really don't like centered text. I think it's a lot harder to read, but they do have a phone number, which is also translated for those of us without numbers on their or letters on their keys. And it's a call to action. It says, do this now. Here's another idea. For service ideas, I'm in this industry. I don't have any products to sell. I have clients who are suffering. That's one of the reasons I'm back on here doing weekly SCORE webinars so that I can help you guys hang on because, the good stuff is coming. I'm really confident. But for service ideas, it's really hard to give something away. And you really do count on your referrals for this, but a free telephone consultation. So I give a free 30-minute social media audit on my website. It's a little offer and I get together, I get all their sites and then I run through them all and I make notes and I call them back and we chat about it and they either do it or they don't do it, but it's good for them to see what they could learn from me. Bring a friend for free. I mean, a lot of us are now shifting back to online and virtual learning and virtual classes. And I think we got yoga. Everybody's got yoga online by now. So maybe bring a friend. Network online with other clients. All right. Who are the people that are in your industry. Don't be afraid to like and follow people in your industry, because they're learning from you just as much as you're learning from them. Online fundraisers, absolutely you can do. And I just read an article today on Money that said gift certificates are going to be the thing starting yesterday. So if you do not have a gift certificate, and you are a small business, try to come up with one, and then try to let people know in your area, in your social networks, on your business groups, on Facebook, through your Chamber of Commerce. Let them know that you're offering those gift certificates. Oh, and all those people I just mentioned should probably be on your email list so that they can hear from you. All right, so one of the questions that I want to ask early on and get going in your head is, what e-commerce tools are you already using? And it may be that you're not all using e-commerce tools, which is great, because I'm going to tell you why, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of data, and then I'm going to give you some ideas for how you can do this yourself. But some of the biggest e-commerce tools out there are Constant Contact. Believe it or not, they have an online store called a shop, and you can put up to 3 products on that shop page, and they'll manage shipping. They'll give you a shipping label. They don't manage it. They'll print you a shipping label. They'll process it through PayPal. Works great. Doesn't work as well for services or things that you want people to download, like books or white papers or something like that. But so Constant Contact has a really pretty simple, straightforward sales page that you can have up and running in under 2 hours. I can have up and running in under 2 hours. Woocommerce is another one. And some of these are tied to your website. If you have e-commerce on your website, 2 extra points for you. And there's one called BigCommerce. There's Etsy. You can use PayPal. You can use Stripe. There's so many ways. But if you want to sell and get into this November, December, January online buying push, you're going to have to look at your e-commerce tools. So here's some examples. This is actually the Constant Contact interface when you're in Constant Contact and you want to use this tool. It's not something that you'll see like this, but every other tool has an option like this. So your WordPress website would have an option to attach Shopify, WooCommerce. Some might even have specific e-commerces included, like WooCommerce, which I think may be one of the GoDaddy, but I'm not positive. That's what you do to get started. But then to get ready for your online sales, you've obviously got to choose your product, right? And or your service. And you have to have a page. And this is what Constant Contacts is called. It's a shoppable landing page. And like I said, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward to set up. You would go in and create a product description. And I won't go deep into this because if you're not going in there, you don't care. But you would also do this with any e-commerce product that you want to put on your website. You're going to need a product description. And remember, when you're writing that description, that those count as SEO keywords. So those actually count in searches from Google search. So understand your buyer. We already talked about that. Focus on benefits. I'm guessing everyone on this call has heard features tell, benefits sell. What is your special sauce? What can you do better? And it's a sauce ad. What can you do better for me than anyone else can? And see, again, include those keywords. Don't use catchy phrases like, you won't want to miss this. And please don't use all caps screaming with 17 exclamation points. I'm a relatively intelligent email reader or consumer, and I can tell by looking at that headline if I want to open that or if it should go right into my spam folder. So be kind and be genuine. That's the best thing. And if you can, remember, we're talking about your product description, wherever you put it, whatever the product is, if it's gift cards, if it's boxes that you've teamed up with other businesses in your region to put together, like a paint, sip, flower, candy, candle box, and you've all gone in, all the retailers have gone in on it together. And But tell the story of the product, let people know what it is, and then keywords and power words we talked about. Make sure that you identify your shipping and pickup options. This became really important to me as March, April, May came on, and my children got more and more desperate for carry out. I wasn't excited about the option of driving to a pizza place and picking up a pizza, but they talked me into it. They ordered it, and I drove up to the restaurant, which traditionally did not have a carry out window. It was a restaurant. And there was no sign, nothing that said what it says here, contactless, curbside, nothing. And I happened to see this lady leaning out a window about 4/5 of the way down the other side of the restaurant, waving at me. Had they told me when I ordered what to expect, I would have felt a little bit better. As it was, I was kind of like, gosh, you guys left me, hanging in the wind. I'm thinking that we've gotten a lot better at that, and I'd never say anything to them. But you got to tell people, you got to tell me if I don't know what I'm getting into when I show up at your shop, I'm going to come unprepared. I'm going to either do something that I don't need to do, or I'm not going to do something that I do need to do. So make it very, very clear. Can you come into the location? Or did you do like pet supplies, set a 8-foot table outside the door, blocking the door so you couldn't go in. And when you got there, you would come up and you would tell them what you want. They would go in, they would bring it out, put it on the table, go back in and close the door, and you could go up and get your stuff. Now, we've since learned a lot about contact transfer and stuff, and I don't know that it's quite that distinct anymore, but they told me what to expect. If you've been to a doctor's appointment, you've gotten several messages saying, here's what to expect, here's what we'll do when you get here. You just really need people to know, how am I going to get your stuff and when? I think those are the two big ones. John, I got to pause here for questions if you have anything that's come in. Otherwise, I've got a couple that I can pull up.
So far, we don't have any new questions. I would like to remind everybody on the webinar that I've posted some information and resources in the chat room, how to make a holiday marketing checklist, and there's 2 different versions of that, as well as a link for writing a product description. And so there's a blog in there for that. I will continue to add a few things as we go along, and I'll monitor for questions. So Cheri, if there were some that were already submitted, why don't you go through those?
Well, there's just a few, and I think I can answer them as we go throughout the rest of the presentation. So I think I'll roll them in and answer them as I go, and as to not take any more time to sit here, because we got to get on to number 2, which is how to execute your holiday plan. So how are you going to use the marketing channels, and what marketing channels are you going to use to get the word out about your offer, and to make sure that your business is at its optimal to sell and to produce or to collect, if you're a nonprofit, over the holidays. So Constant Contact always suggests these 5 tools to get online. And this aligns, as a SCORE mentor, this aligns really closely with what I tell clients. Otherwise, I would not feel comfortable presenting this. I have like a 4-legged stool approach, but this is 5 tools. So 1 is website. Your website has to be updated. I have restaurant clients who are closed one day now, and they're going to be open different hours during one day and then different hours on another day and different. That's got to be updated on their website constantly, and it's got to be accurate. So make sure that your website is right. Make sure that it's right. Check your listings and your reviews. Here I'm kind of talking about Google My Business. I love Google My Business as a tool, and it's always at the top of my list. It's a free page from Google that functions just like a Facebook page. You can post to it, you can put about stuff in it, but it's another great way to get your keywords on the web, especially if you don't have a really strong website. I would really beef up a Google My Business. And if you search your business name plus Google My Business, and it pops up. You might see, do you own this business? And if it's yours, you should click on it and claim it. So that's one thing, is to claim those listings. Social media, I mean, the restaurants I know are posting 3-4 times a day right now, just to let people know what's going on. I don't think there are many who need to post 3 to 4 times a day in the industries that I serve, but certainly if it's a big push and you're not getting the response, then, you know, keep pushing, don't give up. Oh, I missed on reviews too. Don't forget to ask your clients for reviews. And you can do that with a button. You can actually put a button in a newsletter, for example, or on your website that says, give us a review, which leads you to that Google My Business page, which is where Google reviews live. You could also have them do it on Facebook, but I would suggest going straight to Google, because that'll get you the most bang for your buck. So you've got social media, you're going to promote your offer, you're going to promote it over and over and over. You're going to roll in email marketing. Social media, if you're on 6 social media platforms, if you're trying to Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, chat box, Pinterest, LinkedIn, and something else, you're probably doing too much. Focus on the ones you're good at and the ones that have the most people talking to you. Email marketing, promote your offer. And this is a shareable tool. So you all get emails. I mean, you got emails from us for this webinar. And it's such a wonderful tool for not just getting the word out, but also tracking your customers, because each time someone clicks, there's a way that you can tell what they were interested in, and then you can follow up with them. So, but email marketing doesn't have to be hard, doesn't have to be a 12-page annual report. Your content, make sure that all the words you need are online, whether they're on your website, whether they're in your Google listings, your social media pages, or go through your email marketing. Those words, keywords they're called, and keyword phrases, there's other names for them. That's how you get found. So if you sell yellow rubber ducky widgets and nowhere on your website, your Facebook, or your social media, or your Google does it say the words yellow rubber ducky widgets, when someone types yellow ducky rubber widgets, they're not going to get your business because you don't have those words. And that's what search engine optimization, SEO, is really all about, is putting that content known as keywords and key phrases on your website and making sure that there are things of value on your website. Don't sell all the time. Do some educating, do some informing, do a little bit of entertaining, use a little bit of humor. You know, I love it's 5 tools to get online, but there are 6. I usually put paid ads in the mix last, just like this. So this really does look like the template I would lay out for a SCORE client coming in. These are the things that you need to do. Now, you don't have to do a ton, but even the smallest update that you make on your website is recognized by Google search bots and will start to get more results for you. All right, so what's for the website? What are we going to do on the website? If you don't have control of your website, I don't know what to tell you. I've actually taken 2 abandoned websites in the last year, and we've recreated them from scratch because someone made the website, a volunteer or someone who was paid, and they got bored with the project and went away and took all the logins and passcodes. And these poor business owners aren't there to run a website. So get someone you can depend on. I think, you know, hosting, at least in our market, for, I don't know, 20 bucks or less a month, you can just call up a web person and go, hey, fix the date. Hey, fix the time. Hey, put this picture up there. But you gotta update your website because that is home base. That's where people are gonna go. When you're gonna make a purchase, where's the first place you look? If you're gonna make a purchase online, you're gonna search it on Google. And if your website is outdated, like we're been struggling with for these hours over the coming weeks, you're not going to get people to come. You're not going to get people to come. And also on your website, you can invite them to join your mailing list, which then puts them into a database so you can reach out to them again. You can send them right to the place where they want to buy this. We can shop right now, and there's a code. So there's a lot of things you can do on your website to drive people where you want them to go, which is shop now or buy this. This is actually a partnership with Constant Contact, who provides, as part of their email marketing platform, they actually have a nice little CRM built in there. It's a customer relationship management. It's a database. It's just like a spreadsheet, but you can put their birthdays and anniversaries and little reminders, but you got to get them to join. And so this little pop-up thing goes on your website, and then people see that and they click join. And then once they join, they get a coupon for 20% off. I mean, a lot of us do this. And then we unsubscribe, which is perfectly fine. I expect a percentage of unsubscribes in my email marketing. All right, let's talk some more about these reviews, these listings and reviews. This is a Google My Business listing. See what it says right here? Own this business. When I clicked on it, he actually does, or they actually do own it, but I wanted to just see. So if you go in and you find a page like this on Google, and it says own this business, and you don't, then you will need to claim it. And that claim process is, I just did a workshop for the PGA Michigan chapter. And one of the things that I pointed out was, if you own it, then you can make changes to it. If you don't, you have to claim it. Then you must verify it. And usually that's through a postcard in the mail, which gets thrown away the first time, and then they remember to get it the second time. So it's a little process, but even before you get that verification, you can start adding all of this about your business: address, hours, phone, so you can get a jump start on it. And then as soon as it's verified, you can post your holiday hours, all your contact info's there. You have the ability to put posts on this Google page, believe it or not, Google My Business, and you can promote your offers there. Let's see, anything else in there? You know what? Go and do, I did this just the other day too for the PGA. I did a couple of just Google searches, and you can use Bing or Yahoo or whatever, but type in the words that people would use to find your business or service and see what comes up. So I never have had so much fun as when I have a lady who is a counselor in Battle Creek, and we spent, I think, $11 a day for 2 months on a Google ad, and her page is now the #1 result for just that little amount. And I think she could get it for less because no one else is advertising. So if you have an offer that you can do a Google ad, or you have the ability to run a Google ad just for people to know that your business is there and open, might want to look more into that. All right, let's talk about social media. This is an event. You can create an event on Facebook. Now, I don't usually do it for these webinars, because unless you have a registration link, if you just do an event and people say they're coming, but there's no registration link, then they're not coming. So if you're going to do an event, be sure that you tie it to an actual registration. And I do know Constant Contact has a registration platform, which is what you used to sign up for this webinar. Other things you can put on social media, you can talk about behind the scenes things. You know, people are doing stuff to get ready. I saw a great example of this. Chocolatey in Kalamazoo, actually, good shout out, took out all their tables and chairs and rearranged their entire store for walkthrough shopping. And they're just going to strictly sell. They're not going to have any indoor dining. They do have outdoor seating. But what a great pivot. You know, a lot of their stuff is already gift packaged. They've got gift cards. It's gonna work for them. I really do think so. But they had to do some merchandising, and they had to overnight basically strip down the store and re-merchandise it. So kudos to them for that. But a behind the scenes look, that's what brought me to that, was they showed us before and after pictures on their Facebook. So really cool idea. And I think a lot of people will remember that. Hashtags, tagging, what are all those things? All right, location tagging allows you to say, I am here. Oh, I don't use the Instagram tagging. They tag your photos. It helps you find customers with search, and then using hashtags. I want to explain hashtags real quickly. Hashtags is, the older people here know, as the pound sign. But a hashtag is the new Dewey Decimal System of the World Wide Web. Basically, if you type hashtag, let's say hashtag small biz success, that's one that I use a lot for SCORE and various business clients. If you go on Twitter and you type hashtag small biz success, any post of mine in which I use that hashtag, personal, privately, with an organization, for a client, will show up as hashtag small biz success. So if you want to get on the hashtag train, it's always a good idea, because those hashtags are your keywords. I have hashtag marketing strategy, hashtag marketing consultant, hashtag Facebook, hashtag Google, hashtag Facebook ads, on and on. You can come up with so many. It just takes you thinking like the people who will be searching for your product or service. So you got to get a little bit out of maybe where you are right now and think about who's searching for what and how do I grab their attention once they hit the World Wide Web. So here's a little, this is basically what we do for this. We post an announcement. So this is a 3-step social media campaign strategy. The first one is an announcement. Now notice that they do have join my mailing list. They have a call to action, and they have a button right here that says sign up. Now it will look like this on either Facebook or Google My Business, because they have that button. This is free. We aren't spending any money yet. All right, the next post, and this might be 3 days apart, 2 days apart, an hour apart. I don't know. Our second one was don't forget. So you get the first one says, hey, we're having a webinar. Hey, don't forget. And right here, they say, don't forget, join our list to get 15%. Now, somebody asked me, you know what? Someone asked me on here, what is the fastest way to add people to one's mailing list during the holidays? Denny, hi. It's getting a join my mailing list button out and putting it everywhere that you can, and getting people to do that. Get it on the website, get it on Facebook, and then have that feed into some sort of a content management system or customer management system, so you can see the data. Finally, we do a last chance reminder. All right, it ends today. Registration is over. You missed it. No, but so there's 3 things you can do. They all have a call to action, and the call to action is sign up here. So that's joining my mailing list. And that's also a way to get you more people's names for your mailing list. Okay, here we go. Page 29. Send holiday email marketing, promote your offer and share your value. You can actually use, they have little gifts that you can use to design things now in Canva and within Constant Contact. This is a happy Thanksgiving, and it's really too small to read, but you can shop for botanicals and take thanks-2020 off. Now, the thing I have here is learn more. But if I'm selling something, if I really want to sell something, I'm not going to send them to a learn more page. I'm going to send them to the shop that I want them to go to for. And maybe that's where that destination leads, but I think I would call that shop, just because I want people to know when they click on this where they're going to go. Here's another example of an email that went out. It's just a simple party announcement, and it talks about, looks like this was from 2018 maybe, because there's Gage, Blackwood, and the New Tone. And it's an announcement. There's no real call to action though. And why not? Why not have something that people click or do or navigate through so that you can collect data on them? You know, here's another one. This is a multilingual, looks like a Christmas celebration. And they do have some links down here to Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you could click out there and follow them on those. But you're promoting the offer. it's important. I want to say this real quick. It's important when you're talking about holiday emails to just keep it really simple. And I'm going to show you a little bit more about that. And if you're using Constant Contact, there's pre-made holiday templates. What you want is a headline, a subhead, an image, a bit of tell me what you want me to do, and a call to action. And all of these reflect that. We've got the brand, we've got the header, we've got the what's in it for you, we've got the what do I get, and then the how to. So those are some examples about that. And if you don't have a lot of your, if you have a WordPress or GoDaddy websites, a lot of those sites may well have email marketing attached to them and you just haven't used it yet. So start there. But if that doesn't work out, I'm going to give you a code a little bit later to get a discount on a trial and to get some Constant Contact help under your belt, because they do give really great support. I have 3 different phone numbers. Also, there's a thing in Constant Contact called automation. So I could literally set up those last 3 posts that I showed you, 1, 2, 3, and have them all go out when they want to go out. So that scheduling ahead is really helpful too. And the usual open rates for emails like that are between 15 to 20%, or between 40 and 50%, because they are directed to someone who did an action. If someone clicks learn now, they would get an email that says, here's a coupon. Or if someone clicks buy now, they would get an email that says join our mailing list. So there's a way to have those just go out on their own. A lot of us struggle with what to write. All right, well, it's as simple as what do you got? So here's your headline. This is an email blast. It's how will it help the reader? And that's this part: yoga, gift of health, happiness. What's here that I need to do? Receive 50%. And then it tells you what you should do next. Now, there's some problems with email over the holiday season that they want me to point out. First is never send an email about the holiday, i.e. Black Friday, on Black Friday. People don't have enough time to think ahead. But on the other hand, if you send it out, say 3 weeks before Black Friday, people aren't going to remember it. All right. So you've got to try to get through the clutter, which means enough time that people have time to act, but not too little time that they can't get involved. So 3 to 4 days in advance. And then if you need to do that Black Friday final chance or last offer. And keep in mind, growing your email list right now, going and downloading all your email contacts out of Google or whatever platform, Yahoo or AOL that you use. Go and get the business cards that you've collected over the last year of people that you want to follow up with. You get them on your list. Go to LinkedIn. These are all legitimate ways of getting people. You don't want to spam people, but if you have first connections on LinkedIn, you are invited by me to copy their emails and put them in your database. They've cared enough to connect with you, so they have some idea who you are. That's what you need to do to avoid being a spammer. These people that you're adding to your mailing list, and I just gave you some ways you could get hold of them, have to have some connection with you, or they're going to mark your email as spam. And your goal is to not have that happen very often. All right. So, but we got to create a headline. That's what we're offering. That might be the only thing they read. We've got to have the message body tell us how it's going to help us, what's in it for me, and then what do they need to do to make that happen? Buy for a friend. Click here. All right. Determine their interests. All right. You can, with segmenting in your email, you can have multiple email lists. Think about storage folders on your desktop. You don't have it all in one folder. You know, you have an A list, a B list, a C list. Well, you can do the same thing with segmenting your emails. So you can send something to a really broad group, and then if they click or interact, then you can put them into a group that says hot prospects, for example. But by them clicking anywhere, that's called engagement. And you could actually play the movie here. That's called engagement, and that means that they're a potential customer. So I know with the clients that I have, we really closely track who clicks on what buttons. If I've got order online and I've got join wait list, I want to see how those numbers are shaking out so that I can send more information to the people who are interested in. And then you follow that up with timely and relevant info. Here's how you create a link or a button like that. It's just this simple. You're just going to click it and insert the link, and then link segmentation, whatever platform you're using, come up with some lists that you can put people into smaller demographic boxes, I guess you could call it, that have similar interests that you might not need to send everything to, but you might want to send something special to. So think about the interest. Again, we're always thinking about what's in it for the reader. All right, let's see. How do we do our email then? We had the social post, part 1, part 2, part 3. How about an email? 3 emails. I mean, that sounds overwhelming, but if you have this template and you plug in your information and you copy it twice and you change some of the words, you've got 3 posts and you're ready to go and send them out. And you can schedule them for the next 5 days or whenever you want them to go out. Again, post 1 is an announcement. This is going to be, if it's Cyber Monday, this is probably going to be pre-Black Friday, Monday or Tuesday, we'll see, or maybe Thanksgiving afternoon. I'm not sure. There could be some research into how many people are looking for Black Friday deals on Thanksgiving. So, we could send it out and try to get into that stream and compete with all the newspaper stuffers. Second one, don't forget, remember I said you got to have a reminder just like you got, and then last chance. If you don't get it now, you're missing out. Being online, being on your website, and this is showing content that will actually continue across because you have it on your email newsletter. If you share that out to your Facebook, that gets more words out there with your brand. But so here are some things that you could provide for the holidays, and these are words. Look at these words right here. I'm guessing how many people are going to type in holiday gift idea or holiday gift guide or how to decorate or decorating for the holidays. If those words are in your content, primarily Google My Business, your email, and your website, that's going to help you get found in the search results, okay? So many emails out there, but if your people type in holiday gift guide and you have holiday gift guide, they're gonna find you that way. So it's important to not always be selling. Like I said, give education, tips, advice, be genuine, be real. People are so much more forgiving now for those of us that are using new tools that we've never used before. So just saying, but give them some other content to work from. And then amplifying your efforts with paid ads. Google ads sounds scary, but like I said, if you can do it for just enough money per day that you can beat the guy that's also advertising in your business, then you will be the #1 search result. It's that easy. Having great content, having a great website, and paying a few bucks a day can put you at the top of the Google search ad, just so you know. Then lead ads. If you just want to get people to sign up for your mailing list and get a coupon, you can do something like this on a social media with the sign up button. But remember, call to action. If you're going to spend money, don't, for heaven's sakes, just plop them on your homepage. Direct them to where you want them to be. And Facebook and Instagram ads. This is a really inexpensive platform. And this one takes you right to the Shop Now button. Now, I'm guessing once you click Shop Now, you still have to sign up for something to get the 15% off. But just an example of how to drive business to purchase, to shop now. Right now, I'm switching on my restaurant ads from come and see us, our dining room is open, to you can't come in anymore. So that's going to be fun. If you're just getting started, this is way over most of our care level, but it's called a social, it's called an editorial calendar, if you will. And really all it is a spreadsheet that says on Wednesday the 2nd, I'm going to send a behind the scenes post on social. So blue is social. And I'm going to start a Thanksgiving offer on the 3rd, the 10th, the 17th to remind, and that's going to be emails. I'm going to send one a week for 3 weeks. And then my last chance here, I'm going to plug in a Facebook and Instagram ad. I'm going to update my website, and I'm going to get that sign up form. You can be as casual with this as you would like, but writing it down is extremely helpful. And it's also helpful in case you get hit by a meteor. If you have some idea of what your strategy will be for selling for November and December, if you can just do those 2 months and say, I want to talk about this first, then I want to talk about this, then I want to talk about this again, and then I want to go run an ad about this, and then I want to send out 3 emails. Write it down. Write it down. It's a lot easier to check off the boxes if you're getting it done. And then John tells me I'm behind on my slide time, but I'm okay. How do we keep going after the holidays? All right, how about a post-holiday offer? Everyone's going to be thinking about weight loss. Everyone's going to be thinking about, well, they're going to be thinking about donating before tax day. So that's something that's a post-holiday offer in my mind. You can make that same offer on your website. You can put that again on your Google listings. You can make a social media post. See how these are all cycling back and in and amongst each other. It's the 4-legged stool with the seat on top. All these together spell success. Now, if you can't do them all, that's okay. But know that there's a bigger picture. With this tool and this tool, you can increase this activity. So once you've done this, you want to see what happened. So when you do an email, you look at, and you've probably seen Constant Contact commercials on TV. They're so dumb. They're like, oh, you didn't wait to look at the click results. But that's what your data is. That's your science. Those of you that are science geeks like me, what were your email results? Did somebody open? Did somebody click? What happened on social? Did anybody do anything? Did they like, comment, click, share, delete? What happened? And then what kind of results did you have from your ads? And the best way to determine your return on ad investment is to divide the number of actions completed, whether it's click here, sign up here, and divide it by the amount of money you spent. So if you spent $50 and you got 2 clicks, it cost you $25 to get each one of those clients or those customers referred. What you need to find with your ads is that sweet spot. And I tell people, what is it worth to you to walk up to me on the street and hand me money for me to listen to, or for you to listen to my spiel about my business? Well, if you're spending $1 for customer acquisition or getting clicks or getting people to do what you want them to do, and you're making $5 for every client, then that's a good return on investment. If you're spending $20 on recruiting one person through these ads and only one person clicks, that's a 20-person acquisition. If you're $20 per person acquisition, if you're selling Lexus, that's really cheap. All right, so it's all about proportion, and it's all about knowing what your numbers are telling you. Remember, we talked about segmenting your list. Not everybody wants to get everything from you. I have a client who has their list segmented into prospects, current clients, vendors, employees and staff, family, Denny's contacts, Emily's contacts. And each of those little audiences has different things that they're interested in. So some of the ways you can choose to funnel them in those little boxes is by what did they purchase, or what type of customer were they? Did they pick up? Did they get delivery? Did you mail it to them? And also in your email, again, another place to get great data is what links did they click? So then once you know that, so products purchased, I'd have yellow rubber ducky buyers and yellow rubber ducky bulk buyers. I'd have 2 different folders right here. I would cross sell products to the rubber duckies. I'd try to sell the rubber ducky bulk and vice versa. I would ask for reviews. Hey, you bought a product from me. Can you take a minute and give them a link to give you a review? Types of customers. You have customers who are regular visitors, regular openers, regular followers, regular engagers. Ask them for referrals. Check your list of people who are online ordering. Get them into your mailing database if you don't already, and send them another offer to buy. People who click links in your email, we are sending them to either information or to a buying page. You can always then send them more information about your product. So take the chocolate tea sample I used earlier. They know the type of customers, they've got them segmented, and they can tell by the email that they sent out today saying, hey, we're going to close down and then we're going to do this, and we're going to have a walkthrough and stuff. There were links in there: shop now, join a mailing list, see more. They follow those, and the people who click those links get another message from them. And then don't forget to just try to be consistent in the new year. If you're doing once a week posts on Facebook, keep doing once a week posts on Facebook. If you're publishing one large piece of content to your website, in addition to any kind of date and time and location updates, then keep posting. There's no golden rule. It really depends on your business and what it is that you want to generate. What's your objective? What is your measurable objective? Is it video views, which is what she has here? Is it asking people to share photos or donate? Or is it to schedule a consultation? What are you going to be going after the new year? And most of us are just kind of scratching our head going, I have no idea. And I'm in the same boat. But if we're ready, if we are prepared and we have an idea of what we want to do, at least at that point, we can use what's in existence to pivot. So plan things around future events, your seasonal swings and the holidays, and pick a hashtag holiday even. I mean, you don't think that Sweetwater's in Kalamazoo does National Donut Day to their advantage? Yes, but make sure it's relative to your business or relevant to your business. But get something in that calendar that says, I'm going to do one email this month, and it doesn't have to be 12 pages. It can be short and sweet and to the point. So winding down, here are the last key words of wisdom, and then I'll get these questions answered. Take some time right now, even if it's just on a spreadsheet, like I said, or you can use colors. You can just put color them in with markers, or, have some fun, but think about, what am I doing and why? And it's about this strategy. And then say, all right, well, how many of these channels or Facebook, Google, website do I have, and how many do I need? Okay. And then I think John said he's going to pop a link to a blog about how to write product descriptions. And there's also going to be in there a schedule. I can't remember what it's called. Marketing.
Online marketing checklist.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Those are both really great tools. And what they do, they're kind of a succinct version of this whole webinar. They're just actually a checklist and pictures of what we've talked about. And don't forget about people after the holidays. Who gets money? Who gets gift certificates? Who gets gift cards? Hey, got a bulletin for you. More and more and more people. And if you don't have a gift certificate available, go order some on Vistaprint, but get it out there, get them selling, because people are really looking for alternatives, and a lot of people are really looking to support small business. And then same thing, instead of post-holiday spending, look at post-holiday giving, and get yourself on that calendar to be promoting January, February, March, all right up to the tax day, because if stimulus money comes through again, and I honestly heard this, in the first round of stimulus, people were donating that money to food pantries and to organizations because they just didn't really need it. So the donor heart is still strong. So instead of post-holiday spending, I might say post-holiday giving. And that would be, here they are. It's the big ones. This is what Constant Contact now has. They have grown. They were just email. Then they added some stuff that you could do for event management and social. Then they added websites, and then they added e-commerce so they could have shoppable landing page. And now you can design a logo on Constant Contact. So it's kind of a quick one-stop tool. And that's your logo right there. And you can get 30% off of 3 months of Constant Contact. I believe they've got a $20 a month email plan. Depends on how many connections you have. If you don't have 10,000 email connections, then email marketing with them could be fairly inexpensive. Check your own website. Talk to your website designer or developer and say, do I have, attached to the website I own, do I have an email platform that I can use? And that's going to be a huge benefit to you if you do, because you'll be able to do all the things that I just pointed out to you for no extra cost. If you have that running on your part of your website template, you should probably go check that out. John, I've got 3 or 4 questions. Do we have time? Nobody's running away. Okay, good.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And I've posted the information that you see on your screen right here into the chat box that you can cut out and
thanks.
take away. Also, I've posted Cheri's contact information in there in case there's something that you want to follow up on. And of course, throughout the presentation, I've been adding a variety of different resource materials in the chat box. So please make a point of going in there and getting those out of there. With that, I will turn it back to Cheri and let you answer a few last minute questions. I don't have any that have come in during the webinar, but feel free to post them as Cheri is finishing up on a few items.
All right, I have got some questions. So I wanted to give some shout outs. I saw Mary, and I know Derek was here, and Charles. So I'm so glad you guys could come. And in spite of what we told you, we did record it because it appears we had some serious issues getting logged in today. And there are so many moving parts. I apologize. We'll get it fixed, but we did record it, and you do get a bunch of cool handouts. So I'm glad you were here. I have a question from Jan. Hi, I'm curious about the role of direct mail in holiday marketing. I think what we're talking about here is a systematic approach to a concerted push for a product or service or group of products. So I think that the 3-time email leading up to a special offer is a good formula. If you can, and you have the ability and the resources, you could push it out and do 5. So for these webinars, for example, we do an initial, then we do 2 follow-ups, then we do last day, then we do your webinar starts in 1 hour. So that's a whole series that we post. So taking your product, your service, your gift card, your offer, your whatever, and putting it out in an email blast to people who already know and love you. Keep in mind, these are your contacts and they want to hear from you, and definitely put your family on your mailing list. Yes. I think we can do some good sales over the next couple months. And I'm going to be back. Oh gosh, I think I'm doing a national for SCORE on December 8th. And then we'll be back with a couple more of these shortly after that. So Jen, hopefully that answers your question. Is marketing on social media an effective way to promote a new business? Oh, that's a very good question. Yes and no. Yes, it's a great way because you need a Facebook business page. Do not create a personal profile and call it Cheri's Rubber Duckies. You will get shot down faster than deer in Michigan on the opening day. you have to have a Facebook business page. And on that page are a lot of little blocks that you can fill in with information about your business. So there are lots of ways you can get stuff on that Facebook page, those keywords and search terms we're talking about. And then using advertising, because you won't have a lot of followers to start with. If you advertise just a few little posts that seem to be really popular, you can grow your page followers in that way. Now you can, the difference real quick, the difference between a Facebook boost and a Facebook post is a boost takes an already existing, between a boost and an ad, between a boost and an ad. The boost takes an already existing post that you've chosen and you spend money to show it more. So you show it to more people, you'll show it to friends of your followers, but it's not really a great tool. The tool you want to use is Facebook ads, and you want to create your ad from scratch with really good text and really good image and a really good call to action. And then you want to make sure when you make that ad live that you have selected those target demographics of your audience members. And again, perhaps the biggest one for anybody brick and mortar service or retail or anything is that geographic area. There's no reason for my restaurant in Kalamazoo to be advertising all the way to Indiana. They need a radius of whatever we think people are willing to drive. And I think that's getting shorter and shorter. So we're looking at this place, we're looking at a 15-mile radius. And that's where we're targeting. So when you run a Facebook ad, not only can you choose who to market to, you can choose where, you can choose what kinds of activities they already engage in. You can select by family type. There's just a lot of really good marketing, inexpensive marketing to be had on Facebook. It's if you do it right. If you do it right and you have a call to action, you will see results. All right, let's see, who else do we have? We have Sheila, who says, how do I grow an early childhood education business online? Wow, okay. Actually, we have a SCORE client who has done this, and she had a lot of success with downloadable free little workbooks and worksheets that she got on her website. Of course, you had to give her your email, and then she would send you the downloads. And she sold those lessons in packages, and you could download the whole lesson. She also started a Facebook group, which answered questions about early childhood. It was a private group. You had to be screened to join, but it was targeted at early childhood parents. And then she ran an ad through Facebook and targeted parents of kids 0 to 5. Sent that ad out. She started a newsletter, which, again, these are a lot of things to do, and she couldn't do it all the time. She was like, I'm going to do it weekly. I said, no, you're not. No, you're not. Don't kill yourself. But once a month, she's got something new, some new product, something to talk about, some educational tool, and she's sharing learning through those social and website platforms, which then helps people to learn about it. And if they learn from you and you tell them something and they believe it and they like that you told them that, you may have created customer loyalty. And that's what you're shooting for, as to how to get that customer loyal to choose you. So it's either your special sauce, your differentiator is just so far out there, like the client I had a lawn care company. How do you differentiate lawn care? Well, it turns out he has all electric equipment and he built a solar panel to charge him himself. That's golden. That's special sauce for sure. All right, so early childhood. The most effective way to get new customers to know about your product without a website, Evelyn, that's going to be Google My Business. And if you can get a Constant Contact account and create a shoppable landing page, and they'll help you with that, you can have it like a little mini website for your products, and you can use that to sell your product. And I think then the last question that I had here was from Jeanette, and it was for established businesses, how to improve marketing. Well, Jeanette, take a look back at those 5 tools that I showed you starting early on. Your website has to be current. Every time you make a change to your website, Google does a happy dance. It doesn't even have to be a big change. But if you make it fresh and you change something, Google says, yes, good job. Now I'm going to show it to more people. So maybe look at how you can tweak your existing website. Is it really user-friendly? Does it work on a mobile device? Is it easy to navigate? I came into a restaurant client who had 17 navigation buttons to get to the online ordering on mobile, and we just couldn't understand it. And we took out most of those. Email marketing has a great return on investment because you're sending something to people you already know and who already know you and potentially already appreciate you or have bought your product or service before. So all of you after this may get, well, probably will get an email from me because I will take and put you on my database. And if you know about my email, you can click unsubscribe. I'm not going to hurt my feelings. I fully anticipate that will happen. But there might be something in it that you're interested in. And that's a good way for me to put my business services out there, as is doing something like this, giving demonstrations or presenting workshops or webinars or events. All of those can bring your business to the front and center of attention of the people who are going to be involved in that. John, anything else?
Did you want to finish with that quick poll, or do you want to just kind of close things up?
Yeah, let's do the poll. I'd love to hear. We don't do the big Zoom poll or anything, but John and I've been doing these webinars together now since April, and we're trying new tricks. So we're going to ask you, what did you find the most helpful information from today's webinar? And if you would select all that apply, and we'll see if this works because it didn't do much last time. Hosts and panelists can't vote.
Right, only attendees.
Yeah, are you seeing anything?
Yep, there's one. Oh, there's a couple. Yeah, we're getting some really good responses. Thank you very much. And this is very helpful. We appreciate feedback in any form, manner. We always strive to provide really useful content to our clients. So getting your feedback and your information like this is extremely helpful for us.
Can you post the results for me? Because I can't see the live poll.
There we go.
Take a screenshot for me.
There we go.
Hey, that is wonderful. So nobody liked the email marketing. That's terrible. But selling online and the tools that I gave you will do all these things. Updating your website, that's huge. The advertising, it's not out of your reach. And thank you for not saying nothing. I appreciate that greatly. Look for me on December 8th on the SCORE website. If you go to score.org and search for live webinars, I have one coming on December 8th. And then I think John has got some how to get out of business workshops coming up in the early part of December as well. And then I'll be back on with a hopefully small business relaunch and maybe partnering with nonprofit relaunch. And I think we're going to do what your website needs coming up pretty soon. So if you have any feedback or would like to see a special topic on marketing, just let me know. My number, my name, everything is there. I thank you all for hanging with us, and I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, John. I appreciate your help.
Thank you very much, and we appreciate you attending. I'm going to stop the recording.
Thank you, sir.